Now, it has come to my attention that certain developments are taking place in the Marvel Future Fight universe. Yes, one development, one very important development, as a matter of fact, is that Rage, CTP of Rage, is taking a back seat. And a back seat to whom? Yeah, Energy is hopping up there, getting behind the wheel and peeling out, leaving Rage in the dust. Well, I mean, if Rage is in the back seat, it can't technically be left in the dust, but you know what I mean. Yeah, we're finding more and more characters to perform not only a little bit better, but a lot better with Rage, or with Energy, than Rage. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a forged Energy. And I'm wondering if the development team, if they're creating these, if they're fine-tuning things that way to make Energy, superior to Rage, just because of the fact that now this forging system is in place. That's a question that I think deserves an answer. The development team definitely should shed some light on situations like that. So the topic of today's video, I mean, that definitely ties in, just that whole discussion right there. But the main topic, the main character that we're going to be comparing today is Mr. Moon Knight here. I mean, look at this man. It's fresh and clean, looking like a tall glass of milk. Crisscross applesauce, looking like a boss stomping on grapes over here. He's looking dapper. Now, so I have some runs recorded with Rage, and then with two types of energies. One with beatdown, and actually the one with all attack I have on him right now. So I'll be doing that live. I'll be playing some clips that I have recorded with those two, and then I'll be doing this one live here. And you won't believe the difference. I think, we all know general consensus is, Moon Knight does perform better with Energy. I think even maybe with just even a proc, right? Rage proc can be inconsistent, but I don't even think that's really the issue in the run here, because I think the proc for the most part is fairly consistent. He just does better with Energy, right? If played right. And I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, but I could pretty much test an Energy that has beatdown on it just as if I were testing a regular Energy. The only thing you would have to focus on is keeping those effects separate. Like, you wouldn't want to line up beatdown and your proc. So if you do that, it's basically like testing a regular Energy, right? Or something very, very close to it. So moving forward, I will keep that in mind, and then this way, if I'm testing between Rage and Forge Energy with beatdown, I can basically do it the same way as if I were testing, a regular Energy, because all it is, right? So if you look at one of these, beatdown, when you have that effect up, that's all it's doing. It's not adding anything additional besides that effect. And if you have it on off proc, like when accidentally it happens off proc for me, like if I'm running around and the bar isn't filled up all the way for me, then and I accidentally, I think it is and it's not, it doesn't do much if it's off proc. All right, so like I said, I have two runs recorded, one with Rage and then one with Energy with beatdown, and you won't guess which one actually works better, Rage, Energy with beatdown, or the Energy with all attack. You would be surprised. All right, let's go on here. Let's play this first clip. This is going to be Moon Knight with Rage, and what I'm doing is I'm going to play from 30 bars to 60 bars. That seems to be the quick and dirty way to get this done, without the videos running extremely long, right? Like, I could do the whole run, but then the video, it would add an extra 3-4 minutes per run. If I'm doing 3 runs, you do the math. So it seems like in this one, his proc is working, fairly decent. Now, I had someone question, why am I not hitting the co-op to avoid the Clintar cage? And that's because I don't want any inconsistency from run to run. Now, I can get it to work, most of the time, but there's some times that it just doesn't work. And to avoid having to run it over and over again. You know, I just let it play out, and you know, if if it pops up the same for every run, there shouldn't be any discrepancy, right? It's gonna work the same for all of them. So I'm not sure if I avoid. Okay, so I ended up avoiding it there. I think it works out to be about the same amount of time running all the way back, and as opposed to, you know, getting trapped up. You can see we're well over a minute, and we're only at 42 bars here. And you know, I just use his lead. I just threw random tunes in there. Cyclops does have a passive, but it does not work for Moon Knight. For anybody questioning that out there, it only works for energy attacking characters. All right, what is it? 30%, I believe. I'll have to double check on that. But it doesn't matter. It's not affecting me. He does physical damage. And as a matter of fact, the run that I'm going to run live with you guys, I don't have Cyclops. I already used them. So I ran one of my World Boss runs. I got 30 done. I tried it yesterday, and it was giving me some trouble. I didn't have the time to keep trying it, but I did get 30 done today. Okay, so this was the best run. I ran it a bunch of times, and that was by far the best one with Rage. So that was about what, 3 minutes in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Yeah, that was kind of an outlier. I want to say it was basically, so you can see I'm unequipping the Rage here and putting on the energy. Now this one doesn't have the max stats. It has 5%, but from my testing with Moonstone, from 5 to 6, it's not that much of a difference. It's not that much. It's not enough to really, you know, bang your head off the wall trying to get it to work, or, you know, continue rolling it. It's just not. Yeah. So yeah, what I was saying is, that run was, like I said, was by far the best. I feel like usually I was coming up at about it was about 10 to 15 seconds slower than that. So that one was with all the procs working, right? Just things working in our favor there. Okay, so this is with the beatdown, and I mean, you can see just how much better it is. I mean, look at that. Look at that. From one awaken rotation going into the next, almost at 50 bars, right? It did take me a little practice to get it right with the energy. I think I'm even, you know, a little bit better with it now. You know, just things like when you're making changes like that, especially energy, takes some practice. Like right there, I think missed the proc, and that's gonna happen every once in a while. I don't care really how good you are. It's just some things are just out of your control. But I think this one, out of many runs, this is the best one that I was able to pull up with. So yeah, as you can see right there, the beatdown didn't go off on that next rotation. So that's basically like a regular energy proc. That's all it is. So I think I even went a little bit sooner just to try to finish up that run. And that was what, 3:55, we'll call that one. So, I mean, almost a minute fast. I'd say, you know, on a consistent basis, regular or from Rage to energy, I suppose in particular that energy, it's at least a minute faster on a consistent basis. Like I said, I took the best run from that Rage, and I ran it a bunch of times, more times than I ran with the energy. So let's jump into this live here. All right, I think we're good to go here now. All right, so stage 14, and here, let me assemble this team. I had Moon Knight. Sorry, brother. All right, Mateo cannot play that right now. All right, Moon Knight, Thanos, and I had Cyclops, but like I said, there he is right there, and I can't use him because I already used him, and I haven't finished all my world boss today. All right, so we're just gonna run this team, and like I said, there's no team up. There's nothing that's going to influence the run by not having them. Shoot, the strikers though, you know, Ancient One. Okay, I could actually use Ancient One, so I think I already used those guys, and we'll just. I don't think it's gonna matter all that much. So which one do you think is better? Rage? Energy with beatdown? Well, we already know Rage is not better. We just know this. That's a fact. That's why I like pre-recording this, so this way, you know, I don't have to go through and do a whole lot of editing on this. But yeah, for some reason his force skill gets interrupted a lot. Okay, so the proc was rather late there, but we'll take it. So you can obviously tell when the proc works and when it doesn't. We're gonna get snatched up, not hitting the co-op like I mentioned before. Because we don't want it to alter anything. Plus, with an energy, right? You don't want the proc going off. You don't want to miss that. And if you hit the co-op, it might trigger your next proc. Okay, we're having bad luck here. So, 401. 401. And I think that run could have definitely ran a bit smoother. 100%. Alright, so you saw it, guys. You saw how much better energy is than Rage. Now, I know this from other players that I've spoken to, that you don't need a mighty energy. Even a regular energy is going to be a lot better than Rage. And even the one with all attack, without the beatdown, is better. You know, all it's doing is adding, you know, it's just adding more attack to, you know, to his stats. That's all it's doing. And so, you know, if you have that Rage on him, you can take that off. You would be served very well to take that off. And if you have a different character that works better with Rage, you know, slap it on them. But like I was saying, you know, energy seems to be hopping in that driver's seat, getting behind the wheel. And, you know, especially the mighties, obviously, you know, they're a little bit better than regular energies, but even regular energies. And I'm actively seeking different characters that will work well with an energy. I'm curious. I think so. Gwenum, she's not that bad. She's not that bad. She's just not really good. And I actually have a really good build on her. I've been considering ripping all these Odin blessings off of her, and you know, and putting them on a different character that will serve me better. I've been thinking about doing some testing with Quicksilver. I'm hearing he's actually really good, and I know he can work with an energy, right? And because, you know, my buddy Gorilla Baby 24, the guy who you know, the world boss killer, he's telling me that Quicksilver was clearing, you know, he was helping him clear. He's one of his, you know, main damage dealing tunes for stage 20 plus. And so I'm curious about that, because Quicksilver is, because I think agility is one of the requirements coming up soon for me, anyways. I think it's in the 40s, but I think Quicksilver is actually the tune that you need for the requirements for 40. I think they had Star-Lord on there, but you only can use villains from 35 to 40. So you obviously have Star-Lord. He's not a villain, right? Last time I checked. So yeah, I was thinking maybe building this guy up and taking him for a spin. If you guys want to see that, if you guys, you know, have your Quicksilver collecting dust, and you want to see if you know, maybe if you put some love into him, you can actually get some use out of him when it comes to null. Because I'm not finding a whole lot of characters that are actually very useful when it comes to null. At least, you know, when it comes to higher stages, I only have a handful that I'm actually able to use. So I'm looking for another clear from, here, I'll show you. So from 25 to 30, I'm looking for another clear, because I'm using, so my stage 30 clear, I used, where is it? Yeah, I used this team right here. I used Cyclops. I had Cyclops' other uniform on him, because it's all blast. So I was using Cyclops, Moonstone, and Sharon Rogers, and I actually did some swapping with Sharon Rogers, and I'll be bringing you a video on her, a comparison video on that. You know, from Rage to different energies. You know, same here with Moon Knight. And also was even thinking of doing that with Medusa. I've been asking questions about Medusa because I tried to assemble. Where is it? Oh yeah, that's a team I dismantled to throw this team together. But I was using, because this is all female here, I was using Medusa, Valkyrie, and Raven. And it's very close. It's close. If there was just like a little bit extra, because I'm able to get down to the 30 bars with Medusa lead, Valkyrie, and Raven at about 3 minutes. And that's cutting it very, very close. So I'm looking, you know, I'm looking at these characters here and seeing if you know, one of them can you know, actually get me an additional clear. As the way it stands, it doesn't seem like it. I mean, maybe if I gave, you know, did some trickery and some crazy character swapping, I could make that work. I did try with Valkyrie with Crescent lead. That wasn't really cutting it. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on that, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I mean, you saw it, guys. So the best type of energy for Moon Knight, if you have, you know, any forged ones, it's going to be one with all attack. All attack on a consistent basis seem to just do better. Plus, you don't have to run around and charge up the beatdown, right? It's one less thing you have to worry about lining up with the proc. And I want to say on a consistent base, it was about 10 seconds faster, just going from the 60 to 30 bars. And a whole minute faster than Rage. Like, I really could not believe how much faster that was. So what that means for me is that now Moon Knight is a viable option. Like, he's really good for stage 20 plus, 20 to 25. So I'm trying to get as many clears above stage 20 as possible. Right now, I'm doing 3. I might be able to squeak out 4. I'm trying to work that out. And Null, you know, he's a monster when it comes to stage 14, because that's the highest stage I could use him at right now until I hit 35. But I don't know if he's going to be that good. I don't know if he's going to be that good for Null. I'm going to be doing some testing with an energy on him very, very soon. So, you know, stay tuned for that. But there it is, guys. I'm going to stop jibber-jabbering. I'll bring you more information on some of my findings, you know, between energy and rage, and I'm going to be looking for different characters to, you know, do that comparison with. So if you have any good candidates in mind, let me know in the comments. Somebody you want me to do some testing on. All right. Well, until next time, you stay tuned, you stay breezy, and you better stay safe out there. All right, guys. Peace.